Jamestown Blue Jays Baseball is brought to you by Creative Energy and Dan Superstop, Dakota Central, Hugo's Family Marketplace, Otter Tail Power Company, Professional Eye Care Centers, The Frontier Ford Grill, Unison Bank, Hillerud Construction, SMP Health Ave Maria, Gun and Reel Sports, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Insurance, Steve Benyon Agent, Jamestown Country Club, Originals, Apex Physical Therapy, Jamestown Parks and Recreation, Johnny B's Brickhouse, Buffalo City Diesel, RM Stout, and Pit Stop Express Lube. Now, Jamestown Blue Jays Baseball.
It's an incredibly tight WDA baseball race, and right now the Jamestown Blue Jays stand on top. Technically, they share the lead with Dickinson with 9-3 records, but of course, they've swept Dickinson. In fact, how tight is this race? Believe it or not, the first 8 teams in this league are separated by 2 games. And the Jays are on quite a streak. 9 wins in a row, coming off a doubleheader sweep of Watford City on the road last Friday. They're back at home today, and one of those teams that's right in the thick of this tight race is here to meet them. We're at Jack Brown Stadium on a cool late April afternoon as it's Jamestown Blue Jays baseball as the Jays host the Century Patriots in Game 1 of a doubleheader. Good afternoon to you. David Burrell, thanks for joining us in Jamestown 107.1 at newsdakota.com. Various ways you can listen, of course. And we're on the heritage signal of I3G Media in Jamestown, and that's 1400 AM. So glad you're with us. Jamestown now 10-4 overall, and a whole lot is working right for this team. And today they had Derek Hadlewick, one of their 2 top pitchers, on the mound. But a patient team, a team whose on-base percentage is well over 400. They have hit the ball very well and had big innings. Century comes in at 7-5 in the league. A little bit of an advantage in that they had 2 losses, actually forfeited to them as wins. They had lost to Legacy twice in the field, but the Sabres had to forfeit both of those games. So this puts Century just a couple of games behind Jamestown. We'll tell you more about this amazing West Region race as we move on through this first game of the doubleheader. We'll have Game 1 for you here on Jamestown 107.1, and then we'll take you to Cleveland, where the Twins, speaking of a hot team, look for their 5th win in a row as they'll meet the Cleveland Guardians. This is the SMP Health Ave Maria pregame show as the Blue Jays go for another victory, and in fact, they'd like to make it 2 against the Century Patriots. 9 in a row. How about the thoughts of head coach Tim Ranum? Well, we'll hear from him just next as we continue from Jack Brown Stadium on Jamestown 107.1, and this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Attention all physical therapists and physical therapy assistants. Are you ready to love where you work? At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, we're hiring, and this isn't just another job opportunity. Here, you'll enjoy a true work-life balance, a comprehensive benefits package, and a positive, supportive team culture. And we're offering a signing bonus for you to come on board. This is your chance to grow your passion while making a real impact in the lives of our patients. Apply now at apexptwellness.com.
Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, physical medicine with personal connection.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
SMP Health Ave Maria pregame show continues. Jack Brown Stadium, Jamestown Blue Jays and the Century Patriots. We have Game 1 of the doubleheader for you, and we have Blue Jays head coach Tim Ranum. What a run. And the sign that it's team baseball is, A, the pitching you're getting, B, it seems like it's somebody different coming up big and you're getting good offense from everybody. We can start with Colton and whatever. But, it's Perkins one night. It's Otley another night. It's another guy, another doubleheader. You've got to be just so pleased with what's happening here.
Yeah, it's been a good run. We've won a lot of different ways. Like we say, we try to preach balance. Some guys are going to have an off game, and others are going to pick it up. I think when we really play well, it's kind of when the bottom of the order is, getting guys on and kind of turning the lineup order over, and like you said, pitching has made a huge difference. Jackson Colpin comes to mind. He's gone 3 complete games and just really efficient and just attacks hitters, and he's going to have a chance to go today here. And so yeah, we've kind of won a bunch of different ways. We were really tested against Wofford City. We're missing a few guys, but they played really well, and we had to come from behind in the 7th inning to tie it in the first game, and then just kind of persevere from there. So, but it's baseball, things happen, and it's still April, so like I tell our kids, this should not be the high point of the season.
Yeah, it is indeed still April. A couple of days until May, but still here we are late in the year. But this race is amazing. 2 games separating the first 8 teams in the league. You're in a good spot now. A whole lot can still happen. I'm sure that's what everybody else is thinking too.
Yeah, our league is really tough. I mean, it's if I'd like to think if Jackson's on the mound that we can beat anybody. If Thomas is able to come back, and hopefully that's soon. That we got top arms that can compete for anybody. But we know that Century's going to bring it tonight. We go to Minot Tuesday. It's Williston and Legacy to kind of end it. So that's a lot of tough games to go ahead. So we kind of set a goal last night of something that's realistic for us to achieve record-wise, and we're trying to get the best seed that we can get. And ultimately, though, if you get to the WDA, it's just throw it all out the window, and you got to win 2 before you lose 2. So this is a good run. We're going to keep putting kids in different spots, but we also kind of know that the
Sorry for the technical issues. I think I had a battery going a little low. Anyway, Tim Ranham, as you heard, is very, very happy with what his team is doing and should be. Head coach Tim Ranham on the S&P Health Ave Maria pregame show. Game 1 of this doubleheader between the Jamestown Blue Jays and the Century Patriots. And there's more coming up for you on a cool day at Jack Brown Stadium on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Blue Jays.
The Frontier Fort invites you in for a true Dakota Territory dining experience. This unique location looks like an authentic 1800s fort. Head upstairs and you'll be greeted with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly grilled ribeyes and barbecued ribs. They're open from 4 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and their legendary prime rib is served on Fridays and Saturdays. Call 252-7492 for takeout. The Frontier Fort on the road to the Buffalo in Jamestown.
Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at TRAC. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out TRACJamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
Kent Schweigert brings his Century Patriots in. Bit of a younger team than the Jays. Their catcher today, Cash Weisenberger, is a senior. So is their starting pitcher, Aiden Johnson. Jordan Klein, their DH, also a senior, but they're fairly young otherwise. It is indeed a little bit cool. 54 degrees right now in Jamestown. A lot better than yesterday, isn't it? And Jack Brown Stadium's field is in quite good shape considering all the rain it took yesterday. A little bit of a breeze out of the southwest, only about 7 to 10 miles an hour, so it is blowing in a pitcher's type of wind today here at Jack Brown Stadium. Of course, it is natural grass, entered. 350 down the left field line, 365 to the deepest part of the ballpark in center, and only 300 down the right field line, but that James River is meandering back behind the right field fence. So there's another 12-foot high wall on top of the 8-foot high wall that goes all the way around here at Jack Brown Stadium. One piece of good news. The scoreboard, for the first time since the lightning strike last summer, is working, and the lights will be back up again soon. Shouldn't be needed today. For a late afternoon of Jamestown Blue Jay baseball. Game 1 for you here, and then we'll have the Twins. We'll join them in progress as they play the Guardians in Cleveland here on Jamestown 107.1. Ooh, better tell you, too, that you can watch today's game. It's brought to you by Johnny B's Brick House. Yes, live and an archive stream of it. We have a link to where you can watch it at newsdakota.com. Just look in the sports section or just find Jamestown 107.1 on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel, and that's where it is. Yeah, it's getting to be in the second half of the season. Counting this one, there are still 4 doubleheaders remaining for the Blue Jays. They go to Minot North. That is Thursday. That'll be at Corbett Field. And then on Saturday, it's a non-conference play with Davies here at Jack Brown Stadium. That was ringed out earlier in the year. And then a week from Thursday, 2 more big games with Williston. That'll be our next Blue Jay action after today here on Jamestown 107.1. And then Legacy on Monday, the 12th of May, to round out the regular season. And that same week will be the play-in games for the West Region Tournament. It will not be long at all. The Jays have Derek Haddowick going today as he goes for win number 3, 2-1 with a 4.60 ERA. And the starter for Century, we mentioned him. He is Aiden Johnson, 1-1 with an ERA of 2.50 in Game 1. Century's lineup being introduced now, and it's hard to miss them. Their colors, of course, are red, white, and blue. They're the Patriots. They have red tops with blue numerals and letters and white trim, blue pants, and their helmets are red, their caps are blue. It's mostly white with blue for the Blue Jays. Of course, blue around the shoulders and neck, blue numerals and letters in white trim, white pants, mostly white caps with the blue bill and the blue J on the front. Get it? Blue J. There's a lot of other action going on for Blue Jay sports, and we'll tell you about that as we move along. Softball is back in action today as Mike Soulis' team is playing in Bismarck this afternoon against a Century team that has struggled, and the Jays would like to get things back going again. To tell you what we have coming up this week, Game 1 of this doubleheader, followed by the Twins and Guardians. We'll join that in progress. Twins and Guardians again tomorrow at 4:30 here on Jamestown 107.1. Then at 11:30 a.m. on Thursday, and then on Thursday our coverage of Jamestown Jimmy's postseason baseball and softball will begin. Both the NSAA baseball and softball tournaments are in Dickinson. Jimmy Baseball's first game in the event is against Mayville State. Jamestown is the 2nd seed. Mayville State is the 7th seed. And those teams play in the 3rd game of the day, starting that tough tournament, an 8-team double elimination tournament. You have to go through a whole lot. But it's a 4:45 airtime from Dickinson on Thursday afternoon here on Jamestown 107.1. Now the first Jimmy softball game, also in Dickinson, as we say, that has a 1 o'clock first pitch on Friday afternoon. And however, they haven't announced the start times for Friday baseball yet, so we'll let you know about our coverage plans for Friday after everything else gets done on Thursday evening. But I will urge you, as I will tell you through the weekend when we join you from Dickinson, just keep going to newsdakota.com or just social media. We have a link in our sports section, the sports schedule. You'll always be able to find out when Jimmy action is on the air from Dickinson this weekend. So the Jays have now been introduced. by Mark Hudstad. We're just about ready for baseball. That's the SMP Health Ave Maria pregame show from Jack Brown Stadium. Can the Jays keep this great streak going? They will try to do so against the St. Patriots. It's next here on Jamestown 107.1, and this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at www.dakotacentral.com.
Are you looking for a rewarding job in a great environment where you can make a difference in someone else's life every day? SMP Health Ave Maria in Jamestown is looking for you. Visit smphealth.org/Ave Maria and click on the Careers tab to find the most up-to-date openings available. smphealth.org/Ave Maria. They're currently looking for nurses, housekeepers, CNAs, and universal assistants. Be sure to visit the website if you're interested and qualified for any of the positions that are open at smphealth.org/Ave Maria.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishing, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
At Jack Brown Stadium, game one of this doubleheader about to commence, Jamestown and Century. Let's give you the Pit Stop Express Lube batting order for the Century Patriots. Kate Junder's their shortstop. He leads off. Charlie Vig, the center fielder, bats second. The third baseman, Joey Kralik, hits third. It's Cash Weisenberger, their catcher. He's the cleanup man. Jackson Herman, the second base, bats fifth for Century. Andrew Brubachen at first base hits sixth. Aiden Herner, the left fielder, bats seventh. The DH is Jordan Klein, batting eighth. And Jordan Merkel is the right fielder, and he bats ninth. It's Derek Hanowick on the mound for the Jays. Has started 2-1, his ERA 3.57 in 15 2/3 innings, 13 runs, 8 earned, 18 hits. He has struck out 11. He has walked 10, given up 1 home run. Opponents are batting .277 against him. He last pitched a week ago today and picked up a win in one of the 2 games in Dickinson. 4 runs, 6 hits in 4 innings. He's won his last 2. He lost his first start 3 weeks ago against Minot. Bennett Gaynor back in the lineup today and playing first base for Jamestown. It's Ethan Otley at second, Cale Verkey at short, Jackson Copeland at third, Braxton Perkins in left, Thomas Newman in center, Edison Walters in right, and Brenner Weber is behind the plate. So we're ready, and we hope you enjoy the action. Again, remember you can watch it. Johnny B's Brickhouse brings that to you. The link to it is at newsdakota.com. So here we go with Cade Junt, the leadoff man. 370 his average. And here comes the first one from Derek Hanowick, and he misses low, ball 1. And the first pitch of this afternoon's game is brought to you by R.M. Stout for the right value. 1 ball, no strikes. Next one to Junt is bounced to the left side, just to the left of second. The shortstop, Berkey, with a high throw. It's backed up by the catcher, Weber, but the throwing error puts Junt on.
Heading second.
And immediately
The center fielder, number 14,
a base runner
Charlie Vig.
for Century here in the top of the first inning. Charlie Vig is off to a great start, only 13 at-bats, but he has 7 hits. That's .538. He's driven in 5 runs. And he already has a double and a couple of triples, and he hits the first one fair down the right field line. Chasing it over there is Walters. Around second, on his way to third is Jutt. They'll hold him there. And into second with another double is Charlie Vig. So what a start for Century. Jutt reaching on the air. Vig, first ball hitting, slammed a double.
Joey Kralik.
And a great start for Century. Potentially, they have second and third. Nobody out. Joey Kralik, he's at 360. That's 18 of 50. 8 doubles, a triple, and he's already driven in 13 runs, and he has a chance to drive in a couple more here in the top of the first. Derek Hadwick having to pitch out of a little bit of a mess. Runners take their leads. First one's coming, and it missed a little outside, ball one. Century hitting .303 as a team. They have hit 4 home runs. Vig has a couple. Next one is in there for a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Good athlete, Kralik. Tough guy to deal with on the basketball court. He will set picks. He did set picks. Here's the next. And it is a roller up the middle. Taken at second base by Otley, but there's no throw anywhere. Took a bit of a strange hop. Came into Otley's glove, but he didn't have a throw. Jutt is in. Vig goes to third. And now it is a 1-0 Century lead.
Batting fourth, the catcher number 6, Cash Weisenberger.
So there's an RBI for Kralik. That's his 14th already, and Cash Weisenberger comes up. First and third, nobody out. He is first ball hitting, and he lines one into the right center field gap and all the way to the wall. Vegas scored. Kralik being held up at third. Another double. Weisenberger slides in with this one, and now it is 2-0 for Century. And there's still nobody out, and they are attacking Hadwick very early. A runner at first for Weisenberger.
Batting fifth, second baseman number 5, Jackson Herman.
As Jackson Herman is the batter. First one to Herman is a little low. Two to nothing Century. 3 hits and an error in the first 4 batters. Jays need an out. Hadwick's next pitch. Missed inside. Now it's 2-0. Second and third. Hadwick, long stretch. Now the right-hander fires, and that's a little inside. It's 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. There is a base open, but the Jays need an out. Next one taking all the way was Herman, and it's in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Look at second by Hadwick. Here's the next. Miss low, ball 4 to load the bases. And that will bring up first baseman Andrew Brubakken.
Batting sixth, the third baseman number 4, Andrew Brubakken.
Brubakken, 312, that's 10 of 32. He's driven in 5. Bases loaded and still nobody out. First pitch, that's in there for a strike. Hadwick needed that one. Runners with their leads. A big first inning already for Century. They're trying to make it really big. Here's the next. That missed low, and it's 1-1. The Jays have plenty of offense. If you follow this team, you know that. And it looks like they're going to need it early on today. Ball and a strike to Brubakken, and he misses. Harold Hadwick goes with the next one low and away. Now it's 2-1. Derek needs a strike right here. Here's the next one. He delivers one. It's a strike call, and it's 2-2. Pollock on third, Herman on first. The runner for Weisenberger is on second base, and here's the next. And swung and rolled to short, taken to second for one, threw a little wide at first. So Brubakken is on a fielder's choice. It goes 6-4. That drives in Krolick, the other runner to third, and that lasts the first out.
Batting seventh, left fielder number 8.
But now it is 3-0 for Century.
Aiden Herner.
Here is Aiden Herner. He's the left fielder for the Patriots. 235. And he takes a strike. Eight of 34. He does have a home run. He's driven in 7. First and third, one out. Double play can get the Jays out of this. Down 3. There goes the runner. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is rolling into center field. That's going to allow the other runner to score. That was Emerson Astley who was running at third base. So Brubakken has the steal, and then the error allows the other run to score. Pitch was a strike. So the count's 0-2, but now it is 4-0 for Century, and the next pitch misses low. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner on third. That's Brubakken, still only 1 down. Hadwick's next with the infield in. Is a little low. Now it's 2-2. Three hits, a walk, and 2 errors. It's not been a good first inning top half for the Jays. And here's one that's a strike, but it gets away from the catcher Weber. In to score is Herner, and reaching first base, or scoring is Brubakken, and reaching first base was Herner, but now he is thrown out before he does. But still, another run is in.
Batting 8th, the designated hitter, number 11, Jordan Klein.
And now is a 5-0 lead for Century. So a passed ball scores the 5th run. Now after taking a strike, Klein takes a ball. And on the next one, pop up on the right side, Bennett Gaynor, the first baseman, under it. In foul ground, he has it. And that retires the side, but far too late for Jamestown. An enormous first inning for the Century Patriots. They had 5 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, a walk, a pass ball that scored a run, and nobody left. On Jamestown 107.1 and the Gunner Reel Sports Scoreboard, work to do for the Blue Jays after 1/2 inning. Century 5 and Jamestown coming to bat. So let's set the Jamestown Blue Jays starting batting order. It's brought to you by Pit Stop Express Lube. K.O. Verke is the shortstop. K.O. leads off. Center fielder Thomas Newman bats second. Jackson Coltman hits third and plays third for the Blue Jays. Bennett Gaynor has had some back issues, but as we say, he's back in the lineup today, the first baseman and the cleanup hitter. Brenner Weber is the catcher batting 5th. Ethan Otley, who had an 8 RBI game last week, is the second baseman and bats sixth. Edison Walters in right field, seventh. Braxton Perkins in left field. Braxton Perkins is hitting eighth, which will show you how well this lineup is going right now. And Cody Bush, the DH, bats ninth. So Aiden Johnson has been staked to a big lead. His third start, 1-1. His ERA 2.50. He's worked 14 innings, 6 runs, 5 hits, 5 earned, 14 hits. He has struck out 20. He's walked just 5. And the defense around him, Andrew Bubalakin is at first base, Jackson Herman at second. The shortstop is Kate Junt, and the third baseman is Joey Krolick. Aiden Herner in left. In center, it's Charlie Vagan, and right, Jordan Merkel with Cash Weisenberger behind the plate. Left-hander, Aiden Johnson. So the Jays will try to respond here in the bottom half of the first inning. Of the good thing, the Jays have done a lot good lately, but boy, 2 more errors in the top of this inning. And the Jays just have a lot more errors than they want. They now have 37 in this, their 15th game of the year. Cale Verkey, who has hit well lately. Shortstop leads off for Jamestown and takes the first one from Aiden Johnson inside for a ball. 3:04 now for Cale. 14 of 46, 7 runs batted in. He has 2 doubles and a triple. And he swings at this one and lifts it into left field. Base hit. Right over the glove of the shortstop, Junt. So,
Batting second, the shortstop, number 11.
The Jays trying to answer, have a runner on Verkey's leadoff single, and Thomas Newman steps in. Good start at the plate for Thomas after it had been rough in the first few games. Since then, he's hit great. 356, 16 of 45, 7 runs batted in. First pitch is pop-up foul down the right field line. First baseman Brubachen over takes a look, but it is out of play beyond the bullpen on the right field side. Strike one. Thomas was only 2 of his first 11, but since then, he's 14 of 34. Here's the next. And a strike on the inside corner makes it 0-2. Jackson Colpin next. Jays need some offense. They're down 5-0 to Century in the last of the first inning. Aiden Johnson, the lefty, delivers again and takes a strike. Newman does right down the middle on a good fastball. And there's one out here in the bottom of the first inning for Jackson Colpin,
Number 21, Jackson Colpin,
who is still off to not quite the start he was in his first 6 games when he was over 500, but he's still hitting .404, 21 of 52, 3 doubles, a triple. He's driven in 12 runs. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Breaking ball, missed outside, ball 1. This race is just incredible in the WDA. If you missed us talking about it in our pregame, 8 games, 8 teams separated by 2 games. That's all. Here is a ground ball, 1 big hop. Junt mishandles it, and it goes into center field. So now first and second. Century has an error.
Heading fourth, the catcher, number 5, Bennett Gaynor.
And Bennett Gaynor comes up. We say back issues of limited Gaynor's playing time, but he's hit well when he's been in there. 9 of 25, 3 doubles, 2 triples. This team's hit some triples. 6 runs batted in for Bennett Gaynor. 2 on, 1 out. Johnson with a look back at second. Here's the pitch. And a fly ball carrying out into left center field, but it falls in front of Herner. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Verkey does, and Colpin does. Gaynor has a hit. So first ball hitting and reaching is Gaynor for the second hit for Jamestown. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. Are we going to have one of these type of games?
Batting fifth, the catcher, number 19, Brenner Weber.
Brenner Weber steps up, the Blue Jay catcher, and he's hit. Everybody in this lineup has hit well. 10 of 33 for Brenner, 303, 7 runs batted in. He also has a triple. 5 runs in the Century first, but the Jays looking to come back big here in the bottom half. First pitch from Johnson. Fastballs right down the middle for a strike. Berkey on third, Kolpin on second, Gainer on first. 1 out. Double play still gets Century out of this. Here's the next. Way high, 1-1. Straight away and fairly shallow in the outfield. Double play depth at second and short. Ball 1, strike 1 to Weber. Fastball missed low, 2-1. Settle in. We could have a lot more here today. 2 balls, 1 strike. Weber looks for a good one here. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He had a big cut, but missed it, and now the count's even at 2-2. Johnson, left-hander so far, has gone mostly with his fastball. What we bring here on a 2-2. It is hit to second, flipped by Herman to jump for 1 over to first. Double play to get Century out of it. They turn 2 and leave the Jays off the board. No runs, 2 hits. An error, but the Jays leave them loaded. And at the end of 1 on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard at Jack Brown Stadium, it's Century 5, Jamestown nothing. Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
Seems like spring is more than just around the corner. It could stay any day now. So get ready with a Jamestown Country Club membership. Our 18-hole championship course, bar, and restaurant will be waiting for you when the season opens. Sign up now for your membership and be prepared to hit the ground running or golfing as soon as spring arrives. Visit jamestowncountry.club or email jcc58401@gmail.com today. Buy now and be ready to play this spring at the Jamestown Country Club.
Well, they were loaded for Jamestown in the bottom of the first inning, but big double play turned by Jackson Herman and Cade Junt with his pivot to Andrew Bubrocken at first, and doubled up Brenner Weber. Now Century comes up in the top of the second with a 5-0 lead over Jamestown. And Jordan Merkel will lead off in the top
For the
half
Patriots, batting ninth, right fielder, number 1, Jordan Merkel.
of inning 2, and he's hitting .321. He has a couple of triples, and he's driven in 5 runs. So good hitters all through this Century lineup. Derek Hadowic's first pitch of the second inning is behind Merkel, ball 1. Not quite sure how that didn't hit him, but it didn't. Three hits and a couple of errors in the first inning. Here's a fly ball into left field. Perkins is under it. Braxton has it. There's the first out in the second inning for Century.
Shortstop, Cade Junt.
So Cade Junt comes up. Reached on an error to start this game. That's what got that big rally started. He could not stop his swing, and it's a strike on a pitch in the dirt. 25 pitches in that first inning for Derek Hadwick. Strike one to Junt. Here's the next. Inside and bounces to the backstop. And it's 1-1. Jays just below us in the first base dugout. Century on the third base side. Opposite of what the Jimmies do when they play here. Jimmies always take the third base dugout. The Eagles take the first base dugout as well as the Blue Jays do. Pitches in for a strike. Now it's 1-2 to K. Junt. Again, we'll have game one for you here on Jamestown 107.1. Then we'll join the Twins and Guardians. We'll keep you updated on the Twins. They get started pretty shortly in Cleveland, and we'll join that game right after this one finishes. Big bounce in, way in front of the plate on that one, and that evens the count at 2-2. Straight away, fairly deep in right field is Edison Walters. Next one is down the left field line, slicing, and it lands fair by about 3 feet, but handled by Perkins and brought right back in. But on is Junt with the fourth hit
Center fielder
for Century, with one out here in the top of the second. And center fielder Charlie Vig comes up for Century. He attacked Hadwick's first pitch, his first time up, and lined a double down the right field line. Hadwick's first pitch here. He swings again on the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Jamestown tied with Dickinson for the WDA lead at 9-3. And, of course, Jamestown swept Dickinson last week in a doubleheader. That's great, but as we tell you, we'll tell you about this race as we get a chance. It's something. The runner is going. The pitch is bouncing in. And on to second with a stolen base is K. Junt. And he was 45 feet down the line to second when that ball reached the plate. Jays wouldn't have had any chance to throw him out, so Weber didn't throw it. Runner at second and one down. Ball and a strike. The next is high and inside, and Vig's ahead in the count now 2-1. Lead off second by Junt. They're not holding him there. He's not going, and the next one bounces in, and it's 3-1, and Derek is struggling a little bit with his control today, Hadwick. He's fallen behind quite a few of the hitters. Now he's behind 3-1 to Vig after he fouled off the first pitch. And here's the next. Runner doesn't go. Another one bounces in. It's ball 4. So there's the second walk by Vig and a timeout. Head coach Tim Random's going to come to the mound and call a team meeting, at least of the infielders and Hadwick and Brenner Weber. And a Blue Jay team that might need a little bit of settling down at the moment. It's not that they haven't faced deficits. They were down 6-3 in Game 1 in Watford City last Friday before coming back to win in 8. And they trailed the Wolves early in the second game, then had a couple of big 7-run innings. But the Jays haven't faced anything like this in a while. Here's Kralik, who had an infield hit and drove in the first run in the first inning. Another one bounces in and gets away a few feet from Weber, enough to allow both runners to advance. So the wild pitch sends Junt to third and Vig to second. So Kralik now bats with 2 in scoring position, 1 out. 5-0 Century, looking for more here in the top of the second inning. Next pitch from Hanowick. That also bounces in, and it's 2-0. And that's about 4 straight pitches that have bounced in before they've made it to Weber. John off third, Vig off second. Hanowick look at third. Here's the next one. Bounced foul over toward the Century dugout, 2-1. "40 pitches already for Derek Hanowick, and only half of them are strikes. 1 out in the top of the second. Century already leading 5-0 and looking for more. 2-1 to Joey Kralik. Here comes the next. And it's low. Now it's 3-1. And a base open indeed, but from the Blue Jays' point of view, Century's had way too much traffic already. Even with the bag at third is Kolpin. Just behind the bag at first is Gaynor. 3-1 to Joey Kralik. Hanowick looks at second and spins back there and fakes a throw. There's no one covering. Jump with his lead and foul ground off third. Vig off second. Here's the 3-1. It bounces in 2 and goes back to the backstop, and that allows Jump to score and Vig to go to third base, and now it's 6-0 Century. And this isn't getting any better for Derek Hanowick.
Catcher, Cash Weisenberger.
And Cash Weisenberger will come up. He doubled his first time. And Century has sights on another big inning. First pitch. In there for a strike. Hanowick has thrown first pitch strikes to 8 of the 12 hitters, but he's still falling behind a lot. Strike one here. Next one low and away. Counts 1-1. A reminder again, you can watch this game live in archive video. A link to it at newsdakota.com. It's brought to you by our good friends with that yum, 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 yum pizza, Johnny B's Brick House. 1 ball, 1 strike. Is that a culinary term? Next one bounces in again, and back to the backstop and in to score is Vig. Kralik is on to second. Oh, brother, now it is 7-0 for Century. And it is a bad day at the office so far for Derek Hanowick. Four hits. He's had a couple errors. He's walked a couple. And the next one is a fly ball deep into right field, way back, and making the catch out there is Walters. Reached to the warning track, though. Kralik's able to advance to third base. 2 down. But Weinberger really gave that one a ride.
Second baseman
So Jackson Herman at the bat. He doubled in a run in the first inning. First ball hitting here. He screams into the left field for a base hit. Kralik is in to score. Now it's an 8-0 lead for Century. So Herman has a run batted in. And the batter is Andrew Brubakken, the first baseman. And here's one that gets off the glove of Weber and down to second base. Goes Herman. Eight runs and only 5 hits for Century now. Top of the second inning, and another one's in scoring position. Ball 1 to Brubakken. He swings and misses. He had a pretty good cut. It's 1-1. 5 in the first, 3 in the second for Century, and the Patriots are still batting with a big lead. Here's the next. It's a breaking ball. It's in there for a strike. Now it's 1-2. And Derek Hadwick would like one more of those and take a little break. It has not been easy for him. Here's the next. It is bounced to third. Charging is Colpin in the grass. Throws. Got him in first, and that retires the side. But 3 more runs for Century on 2 hits, no errors. But wild pitches again, and 1 left. To the bottom half of the second inning on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Century's lead over Jamestown is now at 8-0. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
RM Stout Incorporated is proud to sponsor this broadcast of Blue Jays Athletics. We are cheering in the stands right along with you, and we've got the perfect vehicle to get you to every JHS event. Get behind the wheel of a new 2025 Ford F-150 or Ram 1500 and experience peak performance and 4x4 reliability. Need extra rows of seating? Huge stock of new and pre-owned options available now. Don't wait. Get the best trade-in price, unbeatable interest, and the best value since 1941 only at RM Stout Jamestown. Go Blue Jays!
Ethan Otley leads off in the bottom of the second for Jamestown. Now the hole's even deeper for the Blue Jays. They're down 8-0 to Century, and Aiden Johnson's first pitch is low for a ball. Ethan Otley is hitting .393, 11 of 28. He has 11 runs batted in, 2 doubles, a triple, and he's homered. And he lifts one into right field here. Back goes Merkel, back toward that warning track, keeps carrying, and that ball is gone. Ethan Otley has his second home run. It went off the ivy instead. Nope, didn't quite make it out. But he does have his third double. And the Jays are saying, hey, it's a start here in the bottom of the second inning. Their leadoff man is on. He didn't miss a home run by much.
Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 1, Edison Walters.
And Edison Walters comes up. 8 for 33 for Eddie. Double and 3 runs batted in. So 8-0 for Century, but the leadoff man is on in scoring position for Jamestown, last of the second. Boy, Otley just missed a home run there. Strike call. 2 home runs for the Jays this season. Otley has 1. Perkins had an inside the park home run last week out in Dickinson. He's on deck. Aiden Johnson will look at second the next. And a little looper. That's into right field. That falls for a base hit. A little bit of a late start by Otley, and they hold him up at third base. But now Jamestown has runners on the corners with nobody out for
the left fielder, number 2, Braxton Perkins.
Mr. Perkins. As I say, when you have Braxton Perkins hitting 8th in your lineup, you're going pretty well. 333 for Brax, 13 of 39. 4 doubles. He has a home run, and he's driven in 15 runs. Aiden Johnson's delivery is high and inside, ball 1. RBI leads this ball club. Colpin in double figures with 12. Otley, as we mentioned, with 11. Johnson's next. Swing and a miss. Perkins was in front of a changeup. 1-1. The left-hander, Aiden Johnson. Looks at first. Here comes another. Inside. Backed him off the plate a bit. 2-1. So Jamestown and Dickinson at 9-3 going into the start of today's play in the WDA. Then it's Bismarck, 7-3. Of course, the Blue Jays have 2 wins over them. Minot 8-4, and of course they beat the Blue Jays twice. Next one's a strike, and now it's 2-2. Williston 6-4. The Jays play them a week from Thursday. Legacy is 6-4, not 6-4 on the field, but officially 6-4. Fly ball, right center field. Vig is over the center fielder. He's under it. He has it on the run. Tagging is Otley. He comes in to score as the throw is cut off. And the Jays are on the board on the sacrifice fly by Perkins. And they've cut the Century lead to 8-1.
Batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 15, Cody Bush.
So Cody Bush comes up. He's the DH for the Jays. There's RBI number 16 for Perkins. Cody's 3 of 14. He has a double and a run batted in. So Walters on first now with 1 down. And the next. Strike. Fastball right down the middle. This guy's got a good fastball. Legacy swept Century in a doubleheader, but had to forfeit both of those games to the Patriots. Next pitch. Breaking ball inside 1-1. So because of that, Legacy is 6-4 and Century 7-5, and Mandan is also at 7-5. Was the Blue Jays split with the Braves. Throw to first, and diving back in is Walters. But there you are. We've gone through the top 8 teams in the league, separated by 2 games in the loss column. Incredible. Minot North is 3-9. Watford City 2-12. St. Mary still hasn't won a game in the league yet. They're 0-12. Ball on a strike from Ian Johnson to Cody Bush. Swing and a miss. Ooh, what a big cut he had. Now it's 1-2. 8-1 Century. We're in the bottom of the second, leading Jamestown. Blue Jays batting 5 in the first, 3 in the second for Century. Jays have answered with a run here in the last of the second. Johnson looks at first. And the next delivery, foul back by Bush. Stays up there at 1-2. Bismarck playing at Legacy today. Dickinson's at Watford City. Williston at Mandan. Those are the other double headers in the league today. Here's the next. Swing and a miss down on strikes is Cody Bush, now 2 down. Now back to the top of the Jamestown order in Cale Verkey, who led off the first inning with a single. It was a promising first inning for a moment for the Jays. They had the bases loaded and 1 out, but then Century turned a big double play to win the inning. Johnson's first pitch to Verkey, swing and a miss. Came back again with a good breaking ball. 8 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Century. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors for Jamestown here in the last of the second inning at Jack Brown Stadium on a cool day. Next one is the ball that missed inside, 1-1. 54 in Jamestown now. It was 27 degrees this morning. We all felt it. And again, great job by the Parks and Rec people. With all the rain this field took yesterday, it looks to be, and here's a strike called, it's 1-2. And we walked around a bit before the action today. This field's in very good shape for the rain it took. 1-2 to Verkey. Johnson a strike away from getting out of this. Here's the next, and it's high, and it's 2-2. Sacrifice fly by Braxton Perkins has brought in the first run for the Jays, but they're down 7. 2-2. Swing and a miss. In front of that one was Verkey, and that retires the side. Jays on the board. They score a run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 2 complete on the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard at Jack Brown Stadium. And Century has an 8-1 lead over Jamestown at Jamestown 107.1, and this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Where do you find the friendliest staff, the largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But if you can't wait to go to the store, Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at hugos.com. Once you're done shopping, choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace, online shopping at hugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are. Different? You bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmys from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Had been a couple of wins in a row for Derek Haddowick, but a rough day for him on the mound today, and his day is done after 2 innings. And Caleb Miller takes over for Jamestown. He has a win and a save. He's 1-0 with a save. His ERA at 14.46. He's given up 15 earned runs and 17 hits in 9 1/3 innings. Aiden Herner is the first batter he faces, and he takes ball 1. Aiden struck out his first time up in the first inning. Caleb Miller, long windup, and delivers a breaking ball. That's in for a strike.
Number 9, Caleb Miller.
And the count's 1-1. Miller into the wide. Here comes the next. Swung on a miss, 1-2. Just not Haddowick's day. 8 runs, 5 earned, 5 hits in 2 innings. Next one misses low and away. 2-2. 1 strikeout, 3 walks, 3 wild pitches, couple of pass balls, and a couple of errors didn't help him either. 2-2 to Aiden Herner. Miller's next. Swung on a miss, and down on strikes is Caleb Miller. There is Aiden Herner from Caleb Miller, and Caleb has his first strikeout. Now Herner struck out twice, both of the strikeout victims by Central.
The designated hitter, Jordan Klein.
Here's DH Jordan Klein, who popped out to first to end the big first inning for Century. Miller's first pitch bounces in. One good outing for a win, one good one for a save for Miller, the youngster, and the next one misses low, ball 2. Klein waits, next coming. In there for a strike, 2-1. 51 pitches for Haddowick, but 25 of them were out of the strike zone in his 2 innings of work. Bouncer is knocked down at the mound by Miller. In to the left of the mound, first base side. He throws to first and retires Klein, now 2 down. So it's Jordan Merkel coming up.
Jordan Merkel.
9th hitter in the Century order. Flew out to left to begin the 2nd inning. Caleb Miller trying to give Jamestown a needed 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 3rd. First pitch skids away from the plate and back to the backstop, ball 1. Williston is here a week from Thursday. That'll be our next Blue Jay coverage here on Jamestown 107.1. Next pitch. Pop up into short right center. Back goes Otley, reaches behind him, and almost a collision with Newman, and the ball pops away. So Merkel is on with a bloop single. Back to the top of the order. And Cade Junt in the 3rd inning. That's for the 3rd time. Reached on air to start the game and scored. Singled, stole the base, and scored in the second. 6 hits now for Century. And Junt first ball hitting, grounds it to short. Taken by Verke, flipped to second for the force, and that retires the side. So a hit, but nobody left in the Century third. We go to the bottom half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard with Century leading Jamestown 8-1. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
When you're working outdoors, unpredictability is the norm. Tackle your toughest jobs with the 2025 Honda Pioneer 700. This rugged side-by-side brings the power with reliable torque for towing and smooth shifting for the trails. Choose from 3 trims, Standard, Deluxe, or the True Timber Forest Edition. See the 2025 Honda Pioneer 700 at Gun and Reel Sports, downtown Jamestown. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear a helmet, eye protection, close side nets and doors, and always wear seatbelts. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Thomas Newman, Jackson Colpin, Bennett Gaynor. They're 2, 3, and 4 in the Jamestown order. And they'll bat against Aiden Johnson, the lefty, here in the bottom half of the third inning. And a strike on the first pitch to Newman, who was caught looking at strike 3 his first time. Johnson delivers again, and he rolls it foul past third, strike 2. Oh, 2. Newman waits. Flying to right center. Vig, the center fielder, is over, and he has it. There's one out here in the bottom of the third inning. So Jackson Colpin at the bat. He reached on an error his first time.
Third baseman Jackson Colpin.
Has another hitting streak going of 3, and he's first ball hitting here. It's down the right field line. Chasing is the first baseman, Brubakken, but behind him and in front of Merkel, and it's a strike. I was afraid of this. There is rain in Cleveland, so Twins and Guardians have not yet begun. We will take you there after this game ends on Jamestown 107.1. Foul out of play on the first base side. Now it's strike 2 to Colpin. And chance of thunder showers around Cleveland today, and apparently there's one going on at Progressive Field. Twins are going for 5 in a row tonight. Chris Paddock on the mound. Next one low, 1-2. Next from Johnson. Bounce, couple of hops for the shortstop. Junt to his right, can't handle it. Into short left field. So Colpin is on. And they'll say a base hit as Colpin extends his latest hitting streak to 4. 5th hit for the Jays. And Bennett Gaynor comes up. He had a single in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch high for a ball. Andy Fitzgerald ruminated over that one a little bit, but figured it, and he's right, it was a fairly tough play for Junt. Although he got there, the ball was hit pretty hard, so Colpin given a hit. Ball one to Gaynor. Way high in the next one, 2-0. Aiden Johnson at 41 pitches. Caleb Miller now on pitching for Jamestown. He relieved Eric Hadwick in the top of this inning. Rough start for Hadwick. He gave up 8 runs in 2 innings. 8-1 Century in the bottom of the third. Throw over to first. Back in plenty of time is Jackson Colpin, who does have a couple of stolen bases. Jays have stolen quite a few. Here's a swing and a miss by Gaynor. 2 and 135 steals already for the Jays, so they have run a lot. That's worked for them. Patience at the plate working for them. This team with a .419 on-base percentage coming into this game. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next to Gaynor, swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Johnson as he took something off again. Now the count's even at 2-2. Rubakken holding the runner on at first. Double play depth for Herman at second and John at short. Kralik at third, even with the bag. Next one's outside, and the count is full to Bennett Gaynor. Fairly deep in right is Merkel, and they have him shaded a little bit to hit the other way. Payoff pitch to Bennett Gaynor. Runner goes, it's high, it's ball 4. So now there are 2 on with 1 out for Brenner Weber, who grounded into a double play to end the first inning, cutting short a potential big inning for the Blue Jays. He batted with the bases loaded then. He bats with first and second here. First baseman Rubakken thinking there might be a bunt. Instead, it's a fly ball into left field. Herner is over. Center fielder with a dive and able to come up with it is Vig on a great catch. 2 down. Colpin back to second and Gaynor back to first. A wonderful play coming way to his left.
Second baseman Ethan
by the center fielder Charlie Vig, and saved at least 1 run. Now Ethan Otley, who doubled and scored the Blue Jay run last inning. Bottom of the third, 8-1 Century. What a play Vig just made. Pitch high, ball 1. And they were talking up here, I think they're right, Mark Ukestad and Andy Fitzgerald. I don't think Herner picked up that ball off the bat. He didn't, and Vig really saved the Patriots' bacon there. Now a fly ball into right field. This one's right to Merkel. He has it, and that retires the side. Jamestown strands 2 more. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 2 left. Blue Jays have left 5. And 3 innings are now complete in the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard. And it is all Century leading Jamestown by a score of 8-1. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
This is Zach Volson, a senior at Drake Animus High School and the 2024-25 North Dakota High School Activities Association Distinguished Student. This is a sincere plea to adult fans from North Dakota high school students. Please don't embarrass us by yelling at players, referees, or coaches. The number 1 reason students participate in activities is for fun. Please don't take the fun out of these activities. Support us at games in a positive manner. A public service message from the North Dakota High School Activities Association and this radio station.
Need some custom screen printed t-shirts? Lots of t-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Originals!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmy apparel. You need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's Originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
Fourth inning at Jack Brown Stadium. First game of 2. We'll have game 1 for you here on Jamestown 107.1 and watch it too, brought to you by Johnny B's Brick House. Find the link at newsdakota.com. 8-1 Century, David Burrow with you. Glad to have you with us.
For the Patriots, center fielder number 14, Charlie Vig.
Charlie Vig, who made that great play in the bottom of the 3rd inning, leads off in the top of the 4th for Century, followed by Joey Kralik and Cash Weisenberger. And Vig has already doubled and walked and scored 2 and made that great catch, so he's had a great day already. Caleb Miller in his 2nd inning of work in relief of Derek Hanowick. He gave up 1 hit, but he was stranded in the top of the 3rd. And Miller's first pitch here to Vig is a breaking ball. That's in for a strike inside. Well, the Jays have had some chances, but they've left 5 runners on base in the first 3 innings. Next delivery. Breaking ball is right in there for a strike, 0-2. And early in this outing, Caleb Miller has looked sharp. The 0-2 to Vig is a little outside, 1-2. What indeed else is going on in Blue Jays sports? We'll tell you about that as we move along here. 1-2. And that just missed a little outside, 2-2. There was golf action for the Blue Jays today over in Bismarck, the Century Invitation. Here's a foul. Look out up our way. And that line drive had some hair on it. 2-2. That went just to our right. There are bars in front of us in this window. But that one was smoked. Here is a ball low and away to Vig, and now the count's full. I'd like my first foul ball popped up to me, please. Not in that way. Vig reaches out and loops it into short center field, but it carries to Newman, and he makes the catch for out number 1. I think Vig swung at ball 4. He had still had pretty good carry on it, though. Reached out, however, to Newman, and there's 1 out here on the Century 4th with an 8-1 Patriot lead. Joey Kralik comes up, infield hit that drove in a run in the 1st inning, walked in the 2nd, and he scored twice. There's tennis as a foul is toward the Bismarck Century dugout by Kralik, strike 1. At Bollinger Courts, Bismarck High taking on Blue Jay girls tennis right now in a WDA match. Miller's next to Kralik on the 0-1 is bounced, couple of hops short. That's Cale Verkey who takes it, throws 2 down. So Cash Weisenberger, the Century catcher, comes up. Had an RBI double and scored in the 1st, flew out in the 2nd.
Catcher Cash Weisenberger.
And as we mentioned earlier, Blue Jay softball is in action, playing Century and Bismarck at the Cottonwood Complex. We'll try to get you an update on that a little later. And there's soccer tonight, too. Bounced foul by Weisenberger, strike 1, out of play. Century's Patriots in Jamestown to meet the 5-1 Blue Jays with a varsity match at Rotary Field at 7 o'clock tonight. 0-1 to Weisenberger. Is grounded to 2nd off the glove of Otley, but picks it up, recovers, throws, and down in order goes Century in the top of the 4th inning. To the bottom half of the 4th in the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard, and still a big job for the Blue Jays. Jamestown trails Century by a score of 8-1 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Hey, watch out for that pothole. It's springtime in North Dakota. With snow, ice, and especially potholes, that means your brakes and tires need to be ready for just about anything. Bring your vehicle to Mike and the crew at Pit Stop Express Lube. They're local, so they care more about you and your family's safety than the sale. College students get 10% discount when you show your student ID at Pit Stop Express Lube, 117 4th Street Northwest, Jamestown, or call 952-7867.
Before you can start building a business, you have to have great builders. Hillerud Construction is a builder of high-quality commercial buildings, and they're hiring talented labor and carpenters to help them do just that. Vacation, paid holidays, 401k, and health insurance benefits for full-time employees, plus great pay depending on experience. Apply at 1008 2nd Avenue Southeast, Jamestown, or visit HillerudConstruction.com. Again, visit HillerudConstruction.com, and let's get building.
Five hits in the first 3 innings for Jamestown, but they've stranded 5. And Century had 2 big innings against struggling Derek Hanowick, 5 in the first, 3 in the second. It's 8-1 Century as this game moves to the bottom half of the 4th inning at Jack Brown Stadium. Bottom 3 in the Blue Jay order in the last of the 4th. Edison Walters, Braxton Perkins, and Cody Bush. Walters singled in the second, helping that rally along, although the Blue Jays only had 1. And first ball hitting here, he pops it foul over to take a look as Brubach on the first baseman, but it's in the seats. Strike 1. Aiden Johnson, the left-hander, about to throw his 50th pitch. And it is rolled off the bag. That makes it a fair ball. Taken with a bare hand by Kralik and throws wide, safe at first. That's a hit. Edison will take it. It went right off the corner of the bag.
Left fielder Braxton Perkins.
For the 6th hit for Jamestown. That made it a tough play for Kralik. Through wide, but a good play by Brubakken to prevent that ball from going down the right field line. Braxton Perkins drove in the Blue Jay run in the second inning with a sacrifice fly, his 16th run batted in. First pitch from Johnson is fouled on a play. Century 8, Jamestown 1 here in the last of the 4th. Looking forward to the weekend. Miss inside for a ball. So are the Jimmy baseball and softball teams. Play begins Thursday for Jimmy baseball. The pitch inside 2-1. Mayville State is the opponent. 4:45 Thursday here on Jamestown 107.1 from Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark. And the Jimmies, in fact, are warming up down the left side in those cages. Here's a pitch that missed outside, snap through to first, and diving back into the bag is Walters. Now the count's 3-1 to Braxton Perkins. Johnson with the next. In for a strike. It's taking all the way was Perkins. Now the count is 4. Twins still have not begun in Cleveland. Rain delaying the start of that game. Throw over to first. Full count to Perkins. Here it comes, and it's fouled over our heads and out of play. Softball, game 1 of a doubleheader for the Blue Jays in Bismarck. They are leading Century 6-3 as they play in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jordan Michelson, Matty Hoff each have a couple of runs batted in that game. Hoff is pitching for the Jays in game 1. Runner goes as it's fouled to the third base side of the plate by Perkins, and the count remains full. Well, yeah, 7-run deficit, but Tim Random is not going to be any less aggressive because of that. Johnson, this will be his 8th pitch to Perkins. Another payoff pitch is coming, and it is grounded to short. Junt to second for 1. That's all they get. Walters is out. Perkins is on the fielder's choice. 6-4 if you're scoring. 1 down.
The designated hitter, Cody Bush.
And Cody Bush, the DH, comes up. And remember, you can watch this game. We have the link to where you can do so at newsdakota.com. It's brought to you by Johnny B's Brick House. Sausage and pepperoni. There's a foul at the plate by Bush. Strike 1. He struck out his first time. They keep telling me how good the PB&J pizza is. I haven't had one of those yet. But everybody swears by it that I know. Strike 1 to Bush. Next one's coming. High, 1-1. When I was first told about that when I got here, I thought, how do you put peanut butter jelly on pizza? And people say, oh man, you wouldn't believe how good it is. One day I'll get adventurous and try it. 1-1 to Bush. Everything's good at Johnny B's Brick House. You know that. If you don't, you should go. Foul, back to the backstop, 1-2. Six hits now for each team. But Century had 2 big innings to start. 5 in the first, 3 in the second. They lead 8-1 over Jamestown on the bottom of the 4th. 1-2 to Cody Bush with a runner on first and 1 out. Aiden Johnson, the lefty, with the next. And it is fouled back our way. And behind us. And still 1-2 to Bush, who is now 3-15. Andy Fitzgerald will find that one, or at least see where it is. But he gets to run the scoreboard. Yes, the scoreboard working here again at Jack Brown Stadium. 1-2, fouled again out of play, and there's a couple of 2-strike fouls by Cody Bush. So they've already made Johnson work a little bit in this inning, 15 pitches. Perkins on first, 1 out. It was Jimmy's warm-up after a rough weekend last weekend against that superb Bellevue team in Omaha. They're working out down the left side, and the cages over there and in the bullpen. There goes the runner, swung on and missed. Down goes Bush, and Perkins had stolen second, but he's going to be called out because of interference by Bush. He had bumped into the catcher, Weisenberger, and he was ruled, and I think correctly, to have interfered with a throw. Tim Random's talking with a home plate umpire about it, but I think that call is correct. So a double play, and just like that, this inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Through 4 in the Gunner-Reel Sports scoreboard at Jack Brown Stadium. It's Century 8. Jamestown 1 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Johnny B's Brick House, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of Main Street, downtown Jamestown. And remember, for delivery and carryout, call 952-8777.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Jackson Herman.
Jackson Herman took a ball to start the top of the 5th inning. Next from Caleb Miller is bounced foul at the Century dugout. It's 1-1. Herman's reached twice, walked in the first, had an RBI single in the 2nd inning. 8-1 Century. They bat and lead Jamestown in the top of the 5th. Next one low and away. And it's 2-1. Andrew Brubakken and Aiden Herner will follow. Here's a bouncer. One hop. Back on the hill to Miller. Comes to the first base side and throws him out. There's one up and one down. In
baseman Andrew Brubakken.
The Century 5th inning, and Miller is now retired the last 5. He's allowed only 1 hit now in 2 1/3 innings. And Andrew Brubakken has come up. Somebody's got pizza over there. Jim Roldson. Oh, man, you're making it tough on me. You don't want your wife to know you have pizza. Well, I just told her. Strike one. Here's the next. And a bouncer to his left comes Colpin at third. Throws across close, but got him at first. Good play by Jackson. He had to get rid of that ball in a hurry. But did, and just beat Brubakken, who was speeding down the line. But now it's 2 up and 2 down. And Miller is going for a second straight 1-2-3 inning. Aiden Herner in his way of doing that, and he struck out twice. First pitch. Bounces in. Eight runs, 6 hits, an error for Century. 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors for Jamestown. Top of the 5th inning. Next pitch is high, ball 2. Still waiting for the rain to stop in Cleveland. Twins and Guardians have not started yet. We'll take you to the Treasure Island Baseball Network as soon as this game concludes. Next one bounces away from Weber and to the backstop. Now it's 3-0 to Aiden Herner. Miller with a kick and the next. And it is on one hop to Verke at short. Kale throws across, throws him out, and second straight 1-2-3 inning for Caleb Miller. Through 4.5 on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. At Jack Brown Stadium, it remains Century 8, Jamestown 1. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Attention all physical therapists and physical therapy assistants. Are you ready to love where you work? At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center, we're hiring. And this isn't just another job opportunity. Here, you'll enjoy a true work-life balance, a comprehensive benefits package, and a positive, supportive team culture. And we're offering a signing bonus for you to come on board. This is your chance to grow your passion while making a real impact in the lives of our patients. Apply now at apexptwellness.com.
Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center. Physical medicine with personal connection.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Well, Jamestown has had at least one runner in each of the first 4 innings, but Aiden Johnson has worked his way through it. A couple of double plays have helped out Century too. 8-1 Patriots over Blue Jays to the bottom of the 5th innings, the top of the Jamestown order in this bottom of the 5th with Kale Verke, Thomas Newman, and Jackson Colpin. Single in the first inning, strikeout in the second by Verke. Johnson has struck out 4 and walked 1. The left-hander ready with his first to Kale. And it catches across the plate at the knees for a strike. His next is a breaking ball. That's again in at the knees, strike 2. On his 66th pitch. And the 0-2 quickly. It's swung on and missed. Dropped by the catcher, Weisenberger, and then the throws off the glove of the first baseman. So reaching is Verke. Even though it's a strikeout.
Shortstop Thomas Newman.
That's an error on the first baseman. So Thomas Newman comes up. That's the second error for Century. First pitch to Thomas misses high. You never, and Century knows this, even with a 7-run lead, man, you never want to give a team an extra out. And the Patriots have just done it. Next pitch. Bounces in. Good block by Weisenberger, but now it's 2-0 to Thomas Newman. So the Jays still have had at least one runner in every inning so far. And they've had the leadoff man on 4 of the 5 innings. But still have a lot of work to do down 7. 2-0 pitch to Thomas Newman. Grounder, one hop taken by Kralik at the second. Throws to third, throws to second for 1, but safe at first. Good play there by Joey. 1 down. Newman on the force. Play.
Third baseman Jackson Colpin.
And Jackson Colpin comes up. He's been on twice, reached on an error and singled. And the first to him is past the second baseman Herman to right field for a base hit. Newman is held up at second, so Jamestown with first and second and 1 out. And here's the third inning where they've had more than one base runner on at a time, and they've now out-hit Century 7-6. Now Bennett Gaynor, who has singled and walked in his return to the lineup. Johnson's first pitch to him. Grounded into right field, base hit. Newman is held up at third, so the bases are loaded. But Gaynor is 2 for 2. And Brenner Weber comes up.
Catcher, Brenner Weber.
So first ball hitting for the last 2 hits. And Brenner Weber comes up with the bases loaded. Oh for 1 in that situation for him this year, but he has walked to bring in a run, and that one is hitting him, and Weber drives her on the hard way. He was hit in the arm. Newman scores. And Century's lead is now 8-2. Run batted in number 8 for Brenner Weber.
Second baseman Ethan Otley.
Well, so now he's walked with the bases loaded and been hit by a pitch with the bases loaded this season. Ethan Otley comes up. He's doubled, scored, and flown out. Johnson's first to him. Fly ball into short left, ranging over as Herner toward the line. Under it, has it. Throw quickly back in. Feigning a tag was Colpin, but no way he could score on that ball. It was just too shallow. So now there are 2 down. And again, the Blue Jays go after the first pitch. That's the last 3 hitters that have done that.
Right fielder Edison Walters.
And it's up to Edison Walters, who has singled twice, including an infield hit his last time. A timeout called by catcher Cash Weisenberger to talk with Aiden Johnson, brought to you by Hillerud Construction. It's a quick meeting. Weisenberger now back behind the plate. Otley hit it on the nose, but just didn't have enough carry, and Herner ranged over, and it was an easy play for him. Now 2 down. Johnson's first pitch to Walters. Breaking ball. Must have missed a little high. Ball 1. 1 in, bases loaded, 2 down. The run is unearned. Next pitch. fouled out of play, 1-1. We'll join the Treasure Island Baseball Network after this game concludes, but so far you haven't missed a thing from Progressive Field in Cleveland because rain has delayed the start of the second of the 4-game series between the Twins and Guardians. 1-1, here it is. Foul back to the backstop, 1-2. So Walters, oh, what a big chance he has here. He's 0 for 2 with the bases loaded this season. Down in the count, 1-2. Open at third, Gainer on second. Heminger on first, and here's one lifted to the left field base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the second, but the throw to the plate, he is out. Great throw by Herner. Weisenberger in with a tag to throw out Bennett Gainer. Well, not really taking a huge risk. You got to do it down by this much, sending the runner with 2 out. A great throw got him. That's all there was to that. So Gainer out. Jamestown does score 2 on 3 more hits. They have 9 hits now. An error and 2 left. The Blue Jays have now left 7 on base. And we go now to the 6th inning at Jack Brown Stadium. Century's lead over Jamestown is 8-3. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
The Frontier Ford invites you in for a true Dakota Territory dining experience. This unique location looks like an authentic 1800s fort. Head upstairs and you'll be greeted with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly grilled ribeyes and barbecued ribs. They're open from 4 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and their legendary prime rib is served on Fridays and Saturdays. Call 252-7492 for takeout. The Frontier Fort, on the road to the Buffalo in Jamestown.
The run batted in for Edison Walters was his 4th, but it was a shallow hit, and good play by Aiden Herner to charge it. Putting the tag down was Cash Weisenberger, and Bennett Gainer out of the plate pretty easily. So the Jays are held to 2. Now it's 8-3 Century as this game goes to the 6th inning. Jordan Klein, Jordan Merkel, and Cade Junt, 8-9-1 in the Century order to bat in the 6th inning. And the first pitch from Caleb Miller is in for a strike, and Caleb is going well. He's retired the last 7. He's had 1, 2, 3 innings the last couple. Now stepping off is Miller. Klein has popped out and grounded out. Here he comes with the next one, and it's low, 1-1. 8 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Century. 3 runs, now 9 hits and 2 errors for Jamestown. Oh, what chances the Blue Jays have missed. Here's the next. And it is down the third baseline foul. And 1-2 now to Jordan Klein. Still time for Jamestown, but chances have gone. A bag and swung on and missed. Klein strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Miller, and the third Patriot to strike out in this game. And there's 1 out in the top of the 6th inning with an 8-3 Century lead. And Jordan Merkel coming up. He's flown out, and he has singled. At least he's due, but he won't bat. Maxon Opdahl comes up, and he swings and misses. Opdahl is 1 for 16. His lone hit a double. And he swings and misses, and he's down on the count 0-2. 7-3 now. Blue Jays softball leading Century in game one of their doubleheader in Bismarck. They're in the bottom of the fifth. Next from Miller is grounded on the right side. Charging is Otley. Ethan throws. 2 up and 2 down. And 9 in a row now retired by Caleb Miller. Back to the top of the order for Century and Cade Junt.
Shortstop, Cade Junt.
The shortstop for the Patriots will bat. A single in 3 trips. He scored twice, and he takes the ball. Next one's in for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Junt. 5 in the first and 3 in the second for Century. Next one low, 2-1. Jays trying to work their way back into this game. A run in the second, 2 in the fifth, but they're down to their last 6 outs in game one of this doubleheader, trying to extend their 9-game winning streak. Next pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Now it's 2-2 to Junt. Jordan Merkel single in the third inning. That was the last Patriot to reach. Swinging a bouncer to third. It's Copeland on one hop. Takes it, throws, got him. 10 in a row by Miller and 3 straight 1, 2, 3 innings. Now to the bottom of the sixth inning on the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard. Jamestown trailing Century 8-3 at Jack Brown Stadium. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at Track. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
Do you want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at www.dakotacentral.com.
Number 2, Braxton Perkins.
Last half of the sixth inning. Jack Brown Stadium. It's 8-3 Century with Braxton Perkins leading off for the Blue Jays. First ball hitting, he bounds it to the right side, taken by the second baseman Herman. Jackson throws for the out. And there's one down. Perkins again continuing a trend in the last couple of innings of first ball hitting. Now Cody Bush, he has struck out twice, but he was involved in the play at the end of the fourth inning. It ended up being an unusual double play. He flies this one into short center field. Vig has it, 2 up and 2 down on 2 pitches. Bush was ruled to have interfered with the throw of Cade Weisenberger to the catcher on a steal attempt by Braxton Perkins. Well, that meant Bush was out, and that ended the inning. Cale Verke batting, single, and he struck out twice, but he reached on an error after striking out last inning. He's first ball hitting, flies it into right to Merkel. He has it, 3 up and 3 down on 3 pitches in about 98 seconds by Aiden Johnson. And just like that, the Jays are down to their last 3 outs at the end of 6 in the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard. It's Century 8, Jamestown 3 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Are you looking for a rewarding job and a great environment where you can make a difference in someone else's life every day? SMP Health Ave Maria in Jamestown is looking for you. Visit smthealth.org/Ave Maria and click on the Careers tab to find the most up-to-date openings available. smthealth.org/Ave Maria. They're currently looking for nurses, housekeepers, CNAs, and universal assistants. Be sure to visit the website if you're interested and qualified for any of the positions that are open at smthealth.org/Ave Maria.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishing, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Telling you, I wasn't kidding when I said that inning took about a minute and a half, because Perkins, Bush, and Verke all swung at first pitches from Aiden Johnson. And now this game goes to the 7th inning. And after really, really good work by Caleb Miller,
For the Blue Jays, number 8,
Brandon Kaler will come in to pitch, the third Blue Jay pitcher. 0-2, or 0-0 this season. He's allowed 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning. What a job Miller did. 4 innings, only 1 hit, and he retired the last 10 he faced. Charlie Viggs, first ball hitting, and reaching it to his left is Verke. Kale throws, got him. Good play by Kale, and that was not easy. He stumbled just a little bit. There's 1 out in the 7th, reaching to his left to reach that baseball. But he was able to throw out Vig, who has good speed. So 1 down in the 7th, and Joey Kralik, the third baseman for Century, is the batter. 1 for 2, single and a run batted in, a walk, and he scored twice. First pitch is in for a strike. Somebody took a pitch for the first time in 5 hitters. Strike 1. We will join the Treasure Island Baseball Network as soon as this game finishes. And a line drive into the right center field gap. Rolls, not quite to the warning track, cut off by Walters. So he holds Kralik to a single, but that's his second hit. So he's on with 1 out with the 7th hit by Century in the top of the 7th, an 8-3 Patriot lead. You can never have enough, especially against the Blue Jay offense that is certainly capable, but Aiden Johnson has worked his way through quite a bit today, and he'll take at least a 5-run lead to the bottom of the inning. Weisenberger has an RBI double and a run scored in 3 trips, and he takes a strike. So again, we'll join the Treasure Island Baseball Network, but again, you have not missed a thing. We're going to have a runner here. Twins and Guardians still have not begun in Cleveland. This is Xavier Harlitstead running for Weinberger at first base. Good basketball player. Pitch is low. 1-1. Throw over to first. Ground ball to third, to second for 1. Over to first, double play, and the Blue Jays turn 2. Started by Colpin, went to Otley, finished with Gaynor, and it's a 5-4-3 double play. So now it's the last chance for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. The Jays need at least 5. They're trailing Century by a score of 8-3 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
Seems like spring is more than just around the corner. It could stay any day now. So get ready with a Jamestown Country Club membership. Our 18-hole championship course, bar, and restaurant will be waiting for you when the season opens. Sign up now for your membership and be prepared to hit the ground running or golfing as soon as spring arrives. Visit jamestowncountry.club or email jcc58401@gmail.com today. Buy now and be ready to play this spring at the Jamestown Country Club.
Brandon Kaler had to throw only 6 pitches in the top of this inning, but remember, bottom of the 6th, Aiden Johnson had to throw only 3. So all 3 Blue Jay hitters were first ball hitting. Let's see what they do in the bottom of the 7th. Last chance. They're down 8-3 to Century here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Thomas Newman, Jackson Colpin, and Bennett Gaynor, and then the Blue Jays hope a lot more. Newman 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 5th, and he takes ball 1 low. Aiden Johnson brings the next one in and misses high for ball 2. We will join the Treasure Island Baseball Network not long after we get done here, but again, they have not begun yet in Cleveland, the Twins and the Guardians. Next pitch. Here's the strikes, 2-1. They're waiting on the rain to stop in Northeast Ohio. Second of a 4-game series. Next pitch to Newman is a pop-up, foul territory. Brubachen, the first baseman, over near the fence, but it lands out of play, and now it's 2-2. Jays have actually out-hit Century 9-7, but they're trailing 8-3. 5 runs in the first inning and 3 in the second for Century. Next pitch is a grounder to the left side between third and short in the left field for a base hit. Newman with his first hit today and hit number 10 for the Jays. Well, there's one of the base runners they need.
Third baseman Jackson Colpin.
Jackson Colpin has 2 of the hits today. He scored in the 5th. He's 2 for 3. He's been on base 3 times. He reached on air his first time up today. Aiden Johnson's first pitch fouled out of play by Jackson. Strike 1. "87 pitches for Johnson." Jamestown has missed some chances. They've left 7 runners. 2 double plays. 2, another thrown out of the plate. Grounder, it's deflecting off Johnson, rolls to the shortstop, jump, throws to first, and he is out there. Johnson deflected it, really slowed it down. 1 down. John had to move into the grass in front of second base and made a very good play. Score it 1-6-3, and on to second is Thomas Newman. But now, Century's 2 outs away from stopping Jamestown's long winning streak. Bennett Gaynor has 2 hits and a walk. Now at 4:07. First pitch from Johnson. A grounder. It's to the left side. Junt throws to first, his only play. 2 down, Newman to third, but Century is now 1 out away. So the last chance for the Blue Jays is Brenner Weber.
Catcher, Brenner Weber.
He grounded into a double play to end the first inning. Lined out, hit it hard, but lined out in the third and was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, and that brought in the first of the 2 runs in the 5th inning. The 9-game winning streak on the line for Jamestown right here. And the umpire, as Weber stands in, talking to him about something. Now he's back in the box. Newman on third, but 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. And the first pitch is in for a strike to Weber. Ethan Otley hopes to hit next. Century would rather see him in game 2. Next pitch is on the inside corner for a strike, and Century's 1 strike away. Glance at third, but they're not worried about that runner. Next pitch from Johnson. He couldn't stop his swing. He went around, and the Century Patriots have broken Jamestown's 9-game winning streak. Final score on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard at Jack Brown Stadium: the Century Patriots 8, the Jamestown Blue Jays 3. Century now 8-7-1 overall. They're now 8-5 in WDA play. Jamestown 10-5 overall, now 9-4 in the league. So there you are. It gets even tighter at the top of the WDA. Stay tuned. The RM Stout postgame show is coming up for you from Jack Brown Stadium here on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Blue Jays.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
RM Stout Incorporated is proud to sponsor this broadcast of Blue Jays Athletics. We are cheering in the stands right along with you, and we've got the perfect vehicle to get you to every JHS event. Get behind the wheel of a new 2025 Ford F-150 or Ram 1500 and experience peak performance and 4x4 reliability. Need extra rows of seating? Huge stock of new and pre-owned options available now. Don't wait. Get the best trade-in price, unbeatable interest, and the best value since 1941 only at RM Stout Jamestown. Go Blue Jays!
Where do you find the friendliest staff, the largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But if you can't wait to go to the store, Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at hugos.com. Once you're done shopping, choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace, online shopping at hugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are. Different? You bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmys from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
When you're working outdoors, unpredictability is the norm. Tackle your toughest jobs with the 2025 Honda Pioneer 700. This rugged side-by-side brings the power with reliable torque for towing and smooth shifting for the trails. Choose from 3 trims: Standard, Deluxe, or the True Timber Forest Edition. See the 2025 Honda Pioneer 700 at Gun and Reel Sports, downtown Jamestown. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear a helmet, eye protection, close side nets and doors, and always wear seatbelts. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Big innings in the first 2 innings by Century, and missed chances for Jamestown lead to the end of the Blue Jays' 9-game winning streak. Century takes game 1 of this doubleheader at Jack Brown Stadium, 8-3. 8 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. Only 2 left for Century. 3 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, and 8 stranded for Jamestown. Aiden Johnson with a complete game win for Century. He's now 2-1. 3 runs, 10 hits, 6 strikeouts, and a walk. 2 rough innings for Derek Hanowick, who takes the loss. He's now 2-2. 8 runs, 5 earned, 5 hits in 2 innings. A strikeout, 3 walks, 3 wild pitches, hurt by a couple of errors and a couple of pass balls. Caleb Miller really did a job in 4 innings of relief, retiring the last 10 men he faced. And Brennan Kaler worked the 7th inning. But the Blue Jays could not overcome the early deficit as they missed plenty of chances. 5 runs in the first for Century. Joey Kralik with an RBI single, Cash Weisenberger an RBI double. Andrew Brubachen drove in a run on a fielder's choice. Another run scored an error, another on a pass ball. 3 more in the second inning for Century, and 2 of them scored on wild pitches. Jackson Herman also had an RBI single. Bottom of the second, Jays had their first run. Ethan Otley doubled, went to third on an Edison Walters single, came in on a sacrifice fly by Braxton Perkins. But after the Jays had left 2 in the first, a double play with the bases loaded into that inning, so they left 2 in that inning. They left a run in the third. They left 2 more in the second inning. They left 1. In the third inning, they left 2 more. Then in the bottom of the fourth, with Cody Bush batting, he swung and missed at strike 3 for the second out. And as Braxton Perkins was trying to steal, Bush bumped the Century catcher, Cash Weisenberger, and that led to an interference call and a double play and the third out of the inning. The Blue Jays scored their other 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brenner Weber was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded for the first. Edison Walters singled in the other, but Bennett Gaynor was thrown out at the plate trying to score a second run, and that ended the inning. And the Jays only had 1 base runner in the last 2 innings, the leadoff single in the bottom of the 7th by Thomas Newman. So, yes, it's gone so well for the Jays, but sometimes you just don't get the breaks. And the Jays didn't in this game, but that, as they've said forever, is baseball, and a good Century team is now within a game of the Blue Jays in this incredibly tight WDA race. So, that's how this one ends, an 8-3 victory for Century in Game 1 of this doubleheader. And we remind you one more time before we leave you that there'll be an archive of this game shortly as we brought it to you live. A link to it at newsdakota.com. It's brought to you by Johnny B's Brick House. And we'll do it again a week from Thursday. Our next Blue Jays action here on Jamestown 107.1. We'll be back here at Jack Brown Stadium. And you know that's going to be an important doubleheader that day, too, with the Williston Coyotes. We'll have it at 4:15. But a reminder, as we'll join the Treasure Island Baseball Network next, and then more Twins Guardians baseball at 4:30 tomorrow and 11:30 a.m. on Thursday. And a reminder that late on Thursday afternoon, we'll begin our coverage of Jimmy action in the NSAA baseball and softball tournaments in Dickinson. Jimmy baseball will play Mayville State in the opening round of that tough 8-game double elimination tournament. That's a 4:45 airtime from Dickinson from Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark on Thursday. Our thanks to Jamestown Activities Director Jim Rolson. I'm David Burrell. Big start for Century, and they held on in Game 1 of this doubleheader at Jack Brown Stadium. The final score one more time on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Century 8, Jamestown 3. Thanks for joining us. Good evening from Jack Brown Stadium. This is the voice of the Blue Jays. Well, again, you have not missed a thing at Progressive Field in Cleveland because the Twins and the Cleveland Guardians continue to wait out a rain delay, but they are still hoping to play this evening. So let's join the Treasure Island Baseball Network.